Well, hey guys, it's andrewbreault. I am attempting to do a quick tutorial. I don't have my good microphone plugged in right now, and I'm actually sitting in the mail van waiting for the mail doors to open up. So I don't know how well this is going to turn out. It may never even get posted. But hey, I wanted to show you a free program that I use for editing my photos on my iPad, and it is called Snapseed by Google. If you've seen it before, it's really awesome. But the iPad, I think, is where this app gets super powerful, because there's just a lot of screen real estate, which is really nice. But I'm going to show you real quick. All you have to do is open up a photo from your camera roll, and there's a bunch of presets that you can use. Like they're pre-built ones. You can just tap on it and it'll automatically edit the picture for you. I don't like to use the presets. I like to actually go in and edit myself. So if you hit the little pen on the side, it will bring up all of the different tools, and as you can see, there are lots of them. You know, you can tune the image, so when you do that, it's going to give you everything from, and I'm just like clicking and moving up and down on the picture. You're going to get everything from brightness, contrast, saturation, you know, all the way down to the warmth. You know, if you want to warm up the picture a little bit, you know, yeah, so you can make all those different changes and stuff really super easily, and then you just go ahead and commit to those changes with the little checkbox. And you can keep adding different things in there, you know, change the white balance, crop it if you want to. Like if I know I'm going to be using this on Instagram, I'm going to go in and, you know, I just want to edit, it to a square like this right here, because I know I'm going to be posting this over to Instagram. But some of the things I like to do are, I like this drama filter, and there's a couple of different ones that you can choose from. So I really like that. And then drama tends to take away a bunch of the saturation, so I'll add some of the saturation back into the image, so it kind of gives it a really kind of grungy look. If that is too strong, you can back down that filter a little bit. And another one that I really like to use is this HDRscape. Now this works really well for landscapes. If you do have a person in there, there is this option to do one for people or do one for nature. So I actually kind of like the nature one on this particular image, and you can crank up the brightness or the saturation. Once again, you can make it more saturated if you want to. So that's one that I like to do. And then there's, you know, that's underneath the style menu. And then of course there's your different adjustments that you can do to it. So, so those are a couple I like to use. Some of the other fun things that you can do with it are, like if you go into this grunge, there are tons of different, textures that you can add. And if you click the same texture more than once, it gives you different ones. You can also decide like what the strength of that texture is. So see there, it's really strong. Here we've kind of backed it off just a little bit, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna cancel out of that. There's also like noir, so you can go in and, you know, kind of give it that kind of film noir kind of look from like the 1920s, right? Okay, so we're gonna cancel out of that. Obviously there's some things that we're not going to do to this because it's a nature shot, but there is like a portrait mode that can actually go in and do some skin smoothing and just make faces look a little bit better. You can add a lens blur if you want to, and you can do a couple of different ones. So you can actually, as you change these different ones, it'll actually start to look like the blur will start to look a little bit different as you look at it, and what it's doing. So it almost gives it the look of like a DSLR type film. And you can also do the linear blur if you want to. So you can either do elliptical, so it's a circle, like if you had a face in there and you wanted the face and everything else to be blurred out, you can do that. Or you can do a linear and get that kind of tilt shift kind of look. So I'm going to cancel out of that because we're not going to use it. Another one that I like is like this retro lux next to the grunge. You can give your photos all different types of looks doing that. And then of course, you know, you can go back in and do all of your different style strength adjustments, and you can change, you know, change the light leaks if there's one in the image. Like how scratchy is it? You can remove the scratches or add them in just to give it an old photo kind of look. I'm actually kind of liking the way that that looks right there. Where's our saturation? Because I want to bring our saturation back in. So we bring that up just a little bit. That kind of gives it a cool look. And then let me show you this as well, is you can do some really, really cool frames. So I know you can do frames inside of Instagram, but with Instagram, each one of your filters that you use, it gives you a very specific frame, and it doesn't give you this much control. So like I can grab a hold of this, and then you can, if you drag back and forth on the picture, you can actually bring that that frame in a whole lot further and kind of move it, you know, move it around and give it the look that you're looking for. You can also let's undo that. Undo that frame. Let's go back into frames, because I believe, yes, you can actually do, you can decide if you want it to be black or if you want it to be a white frame, a black frame or a white frame. So you can have a black frame there if you want to. Let's go back over, because I actually liked the white one a little bit better. So you can also do something like this. That gives it a really oh yeah, and I forgot about that too. If you actually tap the image and hold the image with your finger, it will get rid of the edit that you're working on, so you can see the original image. Anyway, that looks kind of cool. It makes it look like a really old photograph that was taken, even though this was just taken the other day. I like that look, so I'm going to commit to it. And then the last thing is you hit the little export button, the little square with the arrow pointing out of it. And you can either just save this image, which it's non-destructible. So if I opened it again, I could undo the edits if I wanted to, or I can save it as a copy. And I usually save it as a copy just because I may want to use that image for something else. So I'm going to go ahead and save it out as a copy. And now if I hop on over to my camera roll, I'll see that there's the image that I just exported right there, and somewhere from the other day. Where is it? Oh, I guess I got to go back out to, nope, I was under all photos. There we go. And so, I don't know why it's not showing up. It should be right there. Photos. I just took this picture. Oh, duh. I just took it yesterday. There it is right there. So there's the original right there. And then there's the copy of it that we just made. So, and there you have it. There it is. I don't know why I couldn't find it before. It was sitting right there in front of me. That is Snapseed, and you can do a lot with it really fast and get some really awesome looks. You can even save the different looks. So if you did a photo shoot in a specific location and you had a bunch of pictures that you wanted to do the same edits to, you can just open each one and apply the last edits, and you'll get the same look across all of your pictures. Really, really cool. Check it out. Hey, if you guys aren't already following the channel, please take a second to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.